Hi friends, and welcome back to AmandaMuse. Today is going to be a Q&A. I'm going to answer some of your questions based on my Facebook post from a few days ago, and also give you a little update as to what you can expect here on AmandaMuse, because there have been a few new eyes in the last few weeks, and you might be like, who is this girl? What does she do? Well, let me tell you. All right, well, I'm Amanda. I'm a mom of two. I have a daughter, Esme, who's 5, and my son, Jack, is 3. My husband is a pilot. We've been married for 7 years, been together for 13, and I'm Canadian. Born and raised in Montreal in Quebec, a province in Canada, and I've lived in Toronto and Vancouver, and then most recently in Malaysia, where I had both of my children. And that is where all of this was born. So I started my YouTube channel when my daughter was about 6 months old because I wanted to document her life and this phase of our life, and I knew that there was a chance I wasn't going to live in Malaysia forever, and I wanted to have memories of it. So over the years, over the 5 years that I've been doing this, my channel has evolved from, things talking about baby milestones, to makeup that I like, to food that I like to eat, to adventures that I've taken, and here we are. On AmandaMuse, it's layered, like I am. I'm a layered person. I like a lot of things, and I have a hard time to decide just one type of video to make, so I dabble in a few. And here you'll find Mondays where I do a live video having a conversation with you guys, and I look forward to your comments and we engage during the video. Something related to motherhood, womanhood, or life. And then on Wednesdays, I do a weekly vlog, generally. The last 3 weeks have been a little bit off, but generally speaking, it'll be a weekly vlog. And then on Sundays, I sit down and do a dedicated video on something that I find interesting. And that could be makeup, it could be food, it could be a story time, it could be a lot of little things, a day in the life. I don't know, I like to switch it up. Either way though, you're gonna get a little dose of life from me where it's just like, a whole thing I've always said is keep it real. But I find that saying, authenticity is almost like overused to the point of it has no meaning. But basically, I do my life, I share it with you, but I always want you guys to do you and whatever makes you happy. And we share, it's like a community, you know what I mean? And I'm a big supporter of people leading their best life. And so that's what I hope you get here on AmandaMuse. So if you're new and you want to know a little bit more about me, there are tons of videos. I've been doing this for a long time. So I'm going to leave some links below to videos I think you might be interested in. You could also click the eye up here, or maybe it's there. I don't know, but it's somewhere. And it'll link you to some videos that could just bring you up to speed. But a few common questions are, what did your husband do? So my husband is a pilot, and this is the reason we've been able to live in interesting places. My husband is also older than me, and he's exceptional. However, he is not a in front of the camera type of man. So the chances are slim that he will be in many videos, but occasionally he makes an appearance. And when he does, it's pure gold. So you want to stick around just to see him because he's fabulous. Oh, another common question, will I have any more children? That is not on the radar right now. I have a lot of things going on in my life that are going really well because I have a little bit more time to dedicate to things other than rearing children. And so as much as I love my babies and as much as I would love to have another cute little munchkin, they take up quite a lot of time. So at this point, we're good. So now I'm going to jump to some questions from you guys that you commented on a Facebook photo, and we'll get into it here. Sadie Leader was saying, can you guys come take an Alaskan vacation? We can just let the kids run wild and we can eat all delicious food and just chill. She says she's finally catching up on my videos and it feels like I'm hanging with a friend who just gets it. I like that comment, so there's no real question. Although I would like to go to Alaska at some point. I've never been. So it is maybe in the cards, on the horizon. That's always my MO, is like, I always want you to feel like you're just sitting here having a cup of tea, having a cup of coffee with a friend, and we're just shooting the shit basically. And those are the kind of people I like to hang out with. That's the kind of person I like to be, and I hope that translates in my videos. Vicky Casey was saying, what tips do you have for camping with 2 little ones? She's going camping this summer with a 3-year-old and a 10 and 11-month-old, and she's a little nervous. Honestly, just keep your expectations like really low. Hopefully there's some water, plan to be swimming most of the time, and bring lots of food. Otherwise, I don't have a lot of tips, let's be honest. I've only gone camping once with my kids last summer, although we do hope to do more this summer, but I feel like it'll be that much more fun because Jack's 3 now and he's not like a little baby anymore. Sometimes having a little baby doing certain things, it's way easier because they're like in the carrier or they're sleeping, but other times it just takes it to a whole other level of hard. I mean, still do it. It's just keep your expectations low and bring alcohol for later. Aparajita Kumar was saying, tips for starting a YouTube channel as a mom. How do you manage your time and manage to create content? So I will say this, I don't have a full answer because That's like a whole video in itself or several, but I do have a little announcement coming up. I will probably be announcing it on Facebook in early May, but it's been a little project in the works behind the scenes, and I'm really excited to have it be ready to share. So more news on that for moms in media wanting to start a YouTube channel. So I'll let that percolate a little bit, but it's coming. Update coming soon. Elizabeth Fontenot was saying, how do you handle the mind phrase and sharing with toddlers? I keep my expectations real low, and I appreciate that it's just not their phase of life to appreciate what sharing is, so I honestly don't make a big deal out of it. I don't like to share my phone, so why would my kid want to share his yummy snack or his cool markers, you know? Obviously, I'm trying to create well-rounded humans, so I don't want to have this child grow into an adult that's like painfully socially awkward and doesn't understand social graces. So with that in mind, I do appreciate the different phases that children go through, and like this 3-year-old phase is intense. It's like Jack just turned a corner and realized he's 3, so it's full on, but it'll pass. And I think that's the beauty of having subsequent children, is realizing that everything goes in these little phases and eventually they come out of it. So if it was at an age where it was inappropriate, like if Esme didn't understand sharing and there was no reason for her to not understand, she was just being difficult, we would have some firm discussions and there would be privileges taken away. So, but again, I'm not the harshest parent, I must admit. I just try to be realistic with my expectations. Iglika Angelova was asking, how do you talk to your kids about diversity, racial, cultural, people with disabilities? That's a wonderful question because it is everywhere, right? The word normal, I think, is a scary word, and I really try not to use that word, to be honest. But I find what I do is I just try to be very transparent as things come up. So I've never really sat down and been like, this person is a different color than you and this is why. No, but I just feel like we address it as we go. So the other day, actually, I took Esme to the mall and we had kind of a random little dinner at the mall and shopping experience. And across the table from us, I noticed Esme was watching the people there. And so I took a look and they were speaking in sign language. And so I kind of thought, I wonder if she's ever seen that. And so I sparked the conversation and I just kind of said like, hey, have you ever seen that before? Do you know what that is? Because now, I mean, who knows, she's learning stuff at school and she's watching stuff on YouTube. Like, I'm not always there for everything. And so she didn't. And so we talked a little bit about sign language and what that is and how awesome it is. And I just try to make it very informative, but yet basic and to the point. So there's that. And even in terms of when we talk about like our bodies and our sexual health and our reproductive systems, like she knows how babies are made. She doesn't know about like the act, but she knows scientifically about the sperm and the egg. And we're very just, I try not to make a big deal out of it, right? I feel like when we place all this like big deal drama around things, it makes it very complicated. And we're also imposing our own insecurities and issues on our kids. So I just try to be very factual. That's the word, factual. So I'm pretty factual with my kids, and I feel like that's the best way because honestly, it just takes away any cloud of confusion and it makes my life easier. Let's be really. 2 more questions. Adriana Hargrave was asking, with such a busy schedule, do you have some go-to meals? I do. Pops right into my head, I know a meal that most of us will eat because we're at this phase. Not everybody eats everything and it drives me crazy, but keep expectations low and I pray that we will come out of this phase at some point. In fact, I fantasize about the day where I can just make a dinner, don't think about anything, just be like, oh, that looks yummy, put it on the table and everybody eats it. Is this even possible? God. But an easy go-to meal, I like to get a nice rotisserie chicken from the grocery store, you know, the pre-cooked ones, and maybe a little pre-made couscous, and maybe some veg, and then I just bake the veg. That is my favorite meal right now because it's so easy and everybody will eat something from it. And then Jack, though, he is in such like, he's so 3 years old that I'll just make breakfast for dinner. So that's a go-to. Eggs, toast, bacon, sausages, maybe a smoothie on the side or some cut up fruit. And I feel like that goes a long way and everybody's happy. So it's not the ideal, you know, but it is what it is. And the last question is from Pamela Pizzuro. She says, if you could choose to have any car you wanted for your family lifestyle, would you go SUV or minivan? So I have both. I have both, actually. We have 2 cars. I have a Ford Escape and I have a Honda Odyssey, and I like both. for various reasons. I love the Honda because, just as an example, yesterday we went out and it was Easter Sunday and we were just kind of driving around, just cruising basically. There was a garden center that was open and we ended up buying 5 cedar hedges and I could fit them into my van. Like, it was no big deal. I probably could have fit 5 more, to be honest. And I love the convenience of the darn thing. I like my minivan. It serves its purpose. I also love my little Ford Escape because it's like a Tonka truck and I love to drive that thing. Like, it's really fun. And Dean has Sirius radio in that one and I just love listening to Howard Stern. Like, I don't know. I find my personality is very adaptable. So I don't know, I just like the cars I have. I've always liked my cars. I used to drive a Chrysler New Yorker back in the day. That thing's the size of a boat and I loved it. I embrace things. You know, actually on that note, if I could find a picture, I'll put it up here, but it was gold, huge, like it was like a boat and it had really shitty shocks. So when I'd go over speed bumps, it would like boom, 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 and I just embraced it. I bought a license plate for the front that was the outline of a woman with like flowing hair, and it was also gold. And I mean, that's me in a nutshell. That's basically my life. I just get along. So, not to say I'm not ambitious and strive for more. This conversation's going in a weird path. Anyways, you get the idea. So there, a few questions and answers and a little update as to what you can expect on my channel. Did I tell you what you can expect? I told you about weekly vlogs, dedicated videos. The thing with weekly vlogs, I have to say, if you are a regular viewer, you may have noticed that my weekly vlog schedule got a little bit confused. And the reason for that is I feel like behind the scenes, my life is a little crazy right now because I've started this new venture and this is the busy season for my industry. And it's just, you know, summer's coming and there's a lot of stuff going on. And I felt like in the vlogs, all I was saying was that I'm tired and I'm yawning and I'm in my pajamas. I'm like, this must be so boring. And for some it might be, and vlogs might not be your thing, but I realized that a lot of you were asking me where the vlog was, and that, you know, after speaking to a few people, that you actually enjoy seeing behind the scenes and you like to see that downtime. So all of that to say, I'll keep them around. I'll do my best to do exciting things, but sometimes my life is not that exciting and you probably just have to kind of cope. So anyway, we'll go with the flow. Am I right? Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new. I'm here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So it's Wednesday today. I shall see your faces on Sunday. All right, guys, till the next one. Bye.